everybody. Sorry, I was running late. So welcome to our Saturday morning Hatha yoga. And my name is Michelle, and this is brought to you by our Stepping Out program, sponsored by Mercy Health. We're going to start just by being in any comfortable seat that you want to be in. And we are going to take a few moments with our breath and quieting our minds. Sometimes I feel like I rush us through this to get to our practice. And this morning I feel like it's important that we do take this time. So as you listen to the sound of your breath going in and out, we've done this visualization, I think, in here one other time, but it's such a powerful one that I wanted to do this again, or maybe I did it with someone else, so it might be our first time. I want you to imagine, with your eyes gently closed, a glass of crystal clear water, and that is our mind. And as the day goes on, or as life goes on, we keep scooping up bits of dirt and putting it in our crystal clear water. Those are our stresses. Those are the bad things that are happening, or the things that we're worrying about, the things in our lives that we can't control. And we sit there and we think about them, and we worry about them, and that dirt just keeps getting stirred up in that glass, and that clear water very quickly becomes murky and thick, and you cannot see through it no matter how hard you try. It's how we feel so often. And things build up, and our stress and tension, and you have so many physical and mental side effects from this behavior, this tendency that we naturally have. But you have a very strong combatant that we've been working on through our yoga practice, and that is through our breath. You know that if you're looking at that glass, if you were to set that spoon down and you just patiently sat and looked at the glass, that eventually all of those dirt particles would sift and shift and settle to the bottom of the glass, and that water would become crystal clear again, and you can see through it. It does not mean that we are magically scooping out the dirt and that water is as pristine as it was in the beginning. We're not naive. We know that life happens and those stresses come no matter what we try to do or protect ourselves. But it's our response that we can control. We can choose to set down that spoon and let that dirt settle as we breathe, as we consciously clear our mind, releasing stress, quieting it down. If even for only 45 minutes of practice a day, if even for only a 10-minute meditation session, the benefits that it has is innumerable. gently press the palms of our hands together, and we'll bring those to our heart center, allowing our chin to sink to our chest. Set your intention for your practice today. Think about what you want to get out of your time on the mat. Lifting our heads, releasing our hands down to the mat. We're going to do a controlled breathing with our arms. So sometimes we, again, go through this a little quickly. We're going to try to slow the breath down and let the arms follow that. So as we inhale, we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Right hand, right hand up and over only. So as we inhale up, as we exhale, relax. Keep our shoulders stacked. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Both sits bones stay anchored to the earth. Come back up through center. Left arm, inhale up. Exhale, relax over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. Inhale back up through center. Let the right hand come to the left knee. We'll go into a gentle spinal twist here. And breathe. And switch sides. Left hand, right knee. Look over the right shoulder. And center. Let the soles of our feet come together in a bound angle pose. If you want to grab onto the toes with your pointer fingers, gently bouncing those knees. And we're just going to melt towards the earth. Try to loosen up our backs, our hips. It's interesting or funny how different our practice feels when we do it in the morning versus the evening. Roll back up to a seated position. Bring our knees together and let our feet extend out into a staff pose. Sitting up as tall as you can, shoulders relaxed, neck extended. Keep that chin tucked under so you have a good straight spine. Go ahead and flex the toes up. And as we relax the feet, fold forward gently. With every breath, try to just let go a little bit more. And roll back up to a seated position. We'll swing our legs underneath us, coming to our tabletop. All fours. Position our wrists directly below our shoulders, our knees directly below our hips. Fingers are spread as wide as you can. Shoulders stay active and engaged. Core is pulled in. We'll begin with our cat-cow breathing. Feel free to go ahead and start if you're familiar with it. And we inhale, drop that belly, opening up the chest, look forward. And exhale, tuck everything in. And inhale. Just go back and forth between the two breaths, following it naturally. Going between the two postures. And do one more set and we'll meet in a neutral spine, a flat back. Extend the right leg out, lift it up so it's parallel to the earth, and then the left hand, thumbs are pointed to the ceiling, toes are flexed to the earth. We're going to draw the elbow into the core, bring the knee in towards the right elbow. We'll extend it back out. Inhale, or exhale, sorry, as we bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And back to our tabletop. Left leg, extend and lift. Right hand, thumbs up, toes down. Draw the right arm towards the torso. Left knee to the left elbow. And extend. Exhale. Inhale. 3, 4, and 5. And return to our tabletop. Knees will go as wide as the mat, toes are touching. Let the hips sink back to the heels. Stretch those hands out in front of us, and then sink to the mat. Resting the forehead on the mat. In an active child's pose. If you would like to draw your hands in to stack under your forehead, you can do that to support your shoulders or back a little bit better. Coming up on our fingertips, we'll walk those hands over to the right side. Stretch it out. on our fingertips, walk through center. Go all the way to the left. Up on our fingertips to walk back to center. Roll up to a tabletop. Go ahead and realign those knees so they're under our hips again. Tuck the toes under so we can lift the hips up to the ceiling, coming into a downward facing dog. Keep our gaze in between our feet so that our ears are in line with our arm. Tilt that pelvis forward and start to draw the heels towards the mat. Our legs will straighten out. Don't forget to pull your core in. And then with just gentle knees, we're going to walk our feet up to our hands. Coming into a forward fold, resting our chest on our thighs, really releasing our upper back and our neck and our head. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows with our hands. As we release the hands, we're going to slowly roll up to our mountain pose. Head will be the last thing that comes up. Inhale both hands up and just gently, our knees slightly bent already, we're going to roll down to that forward fold. As we come up, we'll come up to our halfway point. So bring those hands all the way up to the thighs. We just want to be gentle here this morning. Coming to that flat back, halfway up. Keep looking at the ground so we can really extend that neck out. And then we'll forward fold gently. And come all the way up to our root to rise. Bring the hands all the way up. And then back down to our heart center. Every time we come into this mountain pose, you could do that little check. Especially the feet seems to be what we cheat on the most. Make sure that we have all four corners actively engaged. We'll inhale up again. And gently roll down to our forward fold. Take a big step back with that right foot coming to a low lunge. Make sure that our knee is in alignment with our ankle. We're right on our fingertips so we have that nice straight back and we can look forward. We're going to drop that back knee and tucking our toes so that we can lift up to our crescent. Hands, come on. we release the hands down and they come to the earth. Tuck it the toe back under again before we shift our weight back for our half split. So we shift our weight back to this back leg, straightening out the front, lifting those toes up, and relax with our breath. We bring our nose towards our knee. And then shift our weight back to the front again. Lift that back knee up to our low lunge. We're going to push off with that right foot, coming to our forward fold. Coming up halfway to the flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Big step back with the left foot. Low lunge. Right on our fingertips so we can look forward. Dropping that back knee, untuck the toes, lifting up. Arms come up for our crescent lunge. Exhale, both hands down. Tuck the back toes up before shifting our weight to that back leg, straightening the front, pulling the toes up, and relaxing, nose towards the knee in a half split. And shift our weight back to the front. Lift our back knee for a low lunge. Push off with the back foot. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And hands to our heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to that low lunge with the right foot. Now this time we're not going to drop that back knee. I'm going to lift all the way up. Hands up. And look up. And we'll release the hands down. Right hand stays planted. Left hand up for a spinal twist. Left hand comes down. We'll bring that left foot back to meet the right into a plank if that's in your practice, or you can lower those knees to a half plank. Shift the weight forward a little bit before lowering down to your mat. Inhale up to your cobra. Exhale back down to your mat. Press through your plank. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply, look to the top of our mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. We'll bring our hands back to our heart center for a mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with our left foot, low lunge. Lift up, arms come up. Release the hands back down to the mat. Left hand stays, right hand lifts up to a spinal twist. Right hand comes down. Bring our right foot back to meet the left. Plank pose. Shift our weight forward before lowering to the mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down to your mat. Push through your plank. Lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of your mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Then we'll bring our hands to our heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with your right foot. We're going to do a warrior one this time. So that means our right foot will be at a 45-degree angle. Our heels are lined up. And as we come up, that front knee bends. Again, watch that alignment. Our hips are facing the front of the mat. And again. And exhale as we come to our warrior two. Keeping our weight down the center of the stretch here. Both arms are level. Straighten out our front leg. Bump the right hip out as we stretch as far as we can in the front with our left before bringing that left hand down. And our right hand goes up to the ceiling. Keeping the shoulders stacked and open. On our triangle pose, you can look up at that right hand. Go ahead and cartwheel both hands down. We're going to come to a low lunge. Again, we'll bring that left foot back to meet the right into our plank. Shift the weight forward, lower into the mat. Inhale up to our cobra. Exhale back down to the mat. Press through plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of our mat. Make our way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And let's go ahead and step right back with our left foot for our warrior one. So check your heel alignment. If we're lifting up, go ahead and open up to your warrior two. Straighten our front leg. Bump out that left hip. And then we're going to lean as far as we can to the front before coming down towards the ankle. Left hand reaches up to the ceiling, stacking the shoulders. Looking up to the left hand if you can. Cartwheel both hands down. Coming to our low lunge. The right foot comes back to meet the left. Our last vinyasa. Shift our weight forward. Lower to your mat. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down to your mat. Press through your plank. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply. Look to the top of your mat. Make your way there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. We'll bring our hands to our heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Lower both knees down to the mat. We're going to slide that right knee up to the right wrist. And just scooch the foot up towards the left hand before sliding that left leg back as we come into a pigeon pose. Let's go ahead and adjust yourself until you feel comfortable. And then we're going to go ahead, if it's comfortable again for you, to lean forward. You can either go on your elbows, or if you want to go all the way into a peaceful pigeon, think about the child's pose with your hands, your arms. And rest your forehead on the mat. Walk our hands back. And we're going to press back into the tabletop position. Before letting that left knee slide up to the left wrist, scooch that foot up. Slide back into our pigeon. We'll go ahead and wiggle around until it feels right. And then you can lean forward onto your elbows if you want, or all the way into peaceful pigeon, whichever feels good on this side. If you have your blanket, sometimes this is a good place to put it too, maybe under your forehead or under your arms. And walk our hands back. I'm going to swing that right leg forward. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll interlace our fingers and rotate those wrists out. Press the palms away from us. And then up to the ceiling, pressing the shoulders down. We're going to go into our boat pose. So if you want to start with our hands behind us to shift our legs out, you can. With boat, you're trying to find that good balance part right on your tailbone, so you can either rock to find that. And you can do it in your stages if you need to. Lift up just one foot, or if you can get both feet up. You do where your body is ready for, depending on, what stage you're in. And if you can bring your hands up, awesome. If that's too much there, just even the legs up is good. And we can see here. As we release down, let's go ahead and whichever leg you want down first, we're going to try to go into that double pigeon pose, since we've been working on that as well. That's when we have our legs stacked on top of each other. And remember, we said even if it starts with just your ankles being stacked, we're getting that extra stretch in our hips. Sorry. And that's what we're going for here. So wherever you are, we're trying to scooch it up there. This is my good side, so I can do this side. It's the other side that hurts me. And this morning, let's do our open cow face arms to go with this. So we'll have that right arm stretch up and pat yourself on the back. So the variation on this is, if you know that your arms are not gonna reach today, you can take that left hand and grab the elbow and just stretch for you. Try to get that right arm down your back as much as possible. If you want to just see how close you are, that left hand can reach up your back and see if your fingertips are touching. Wherever you are, whichever way, make sure that once you get to your stretch, you try to lift up that head. Because that's what we do, is we try to get into position, and it seems so counterintuitive because it's a back stretch, but yet that's what we do. So try to lift up. Open cow face with the arms. Okay, go ahead and release those. It's a lot on the shoulders there. And we'll try to do opposite on the legs. So whichever side you had down first. Ooh, my ankle's being happy today. Nice. It's okay. And we'll go with that left arm. Pat yourself on the back. The right arm, you either grab that elbow and help it back a little bit more, get a deep stretch, or if you want to see, reach up that back. See how close you are. Wherever, go ahead and make sure you lift up the chest and the head. And we can straighten those legs out and roll down to our mats. Whatever your roll down looks like. I think they're looking pretty awesome if you ask me. And we're gonna go ahead and plant the left foot, bending that left knee. Let the right foot come up to the ceiling. And go ahead and do your ankle circles there. Go in both directions. And with that right leg up in the air, we're going to straighten out the left leg. And then we're going to switch legs here. So right leg, left leg, we're going to switch them out. We're going to switch them again. That was 1, and 2, 4, 5. Keep that right foot up. Nope. One more time. Keep the left foot up in the air. We'll draw the right foot so it's planted onto the mat. And do our ankle circles here. Make sure you go in both directions. And we'll straighten out that right leg. Now as you do this, I'm sure you felt that core and the lower back. And we work on this all the time as well. Make sure that we try to keep that lower back engaged the whole time. So that requires our pelvis tilting, and you'll feel that lower core muscle engaged when you do that. So we're going to switch right there. You can feel them when both legs are up. And that's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, once that right foot's up in the air, you can just gently bend that left knee. And we're going to let the right leg fall over towards the left side, going into a supine spinal twist here. Make sure we get both shoulders anchored back down to the earth. And then we're going to look over that right shoulder, if that part feels good. Head comes up to the center. We draw that right leg back up to the ceiling, and we're going to release it down to the earth. Draw the right foot, sliding it up gently. And then we'll extend the left foot up to the ceiling and let the left leg fall over our body towards the right. Relax our spine so the shoulders can both meet the earth again. And if it feels good, you can look all the way over the left shoulder. Bring our head up. Draw that left foot back up to the ceiling. And you let the left foot plant to the mat as well. And then draw both feet as close to our sits bones as we can get them. Hands will come down alongside our body. And we're going to tilt that pelvis, pull the hips up off of our mats, coming into a supported bridge. Slowly roll down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll release our legs, also straightening them out one at a time as we come into Shavasana. So if you want to grab any props that make you more comfortable this time, now is the time to do that. Cleansing breath in, and a cleansing breath out. Begin to just release the stress that we have in our muscles, the tension we've held in them, and just feel ourselves melting into the mat, into the earth. We'll begin by relaxing the toes. Feel the relaxation gently move through the feet. Invite the relaxation to climb up the legs, going through the calves, and gently releasing the thighs. As you let go of the hands, allow the fingers to curl up naturally. And feel the tension in the arms just melt away. Breathe relaxation into the shoulders. Let go of the tension in our necks. Release your jaw muscle, allowing it maybe to open up just a little bit. Feel the muscles of your face just go slack. Visualize all of the tension and stress from our muscles, from our body, from our mind, being pushed out of the crown of our head.